Thank Hashem, we're able to learn. We're learning the base of English and beautiful Shlema. Chilnas ben Sarah and David Alevi ben Menuchad Lester, Avram Rafael ben Sarah, Ashan Shalevi ben Miriam Maidel and Sarah Basnuni. How's Yosef? How's the Menucha Rachel?
Baruch Hashem. Yeah, Baruch Hashem. She's back home, doing good. Good recovery. The surgery seems to have been successful. Baruch Hashem. Good news.
Okay. We're going to start today Yud Gimel Amud Beis. What it is, 15 lines from the top. It's in my Gemara it starts Ve'ira Achayas V'nyoifen Echad Baretz Eitzel Achayas. This is Yecheskel speaking. It's his prophecy of the chariot. He says, I see the angels, and I see one oifan, sounds like a wheel, but it's the type of an angel. He's on the ground next to the chayas. Rabbi Lazar says, this is Rabbi Lazar ben Das probably, the Amira. Malach Echad Shuaimid Baretz, there's one angel, he stands on the ground, Breshim Agates Chayas in his head, goes up to those other angels called Chayas. Masni Satana, the Brisa was taught that Sandalfin Shmai, that his name was Sandalfin. Okay. I don't know the ins and outs of what. So Hagavaya Mechavera, he's taller than his friends. Mahale Chamish Meis Shana. A walk. You see here it uses that it's a walk. Other places it didn't say it. It didn't say that it was a walk. And anyway, he's so much taller than his friends. He's a 500-year walk distance taller. He stands behind the chariot and he ties crowns for his master. Tosfos over here says that he makes the crowns out of the prayers of the tzaddikim. Aini, the Gemara says, is that so? Blessed is Hashem from his place, which seems to say that from wherever his place is, but no one really knows what his place is. How could you say that there's someone over here that's reaching behind? And no one knows his place. So the Gemara says, the Amar Shem Atagav Azal V'Yosef Breshe. He says a name about the crown, and then the crown goes by itself and goes to the head. Okay. I have no comment. Amar Rava. Amar Rava. Kol Shra Yecheskel Ra Yeshaya. Rava says that we have the prophecy of Yecheskel, we have the prophecies of Yeshaya, but Yeshaya doesn't give us all of those fantastic details that Yecheskel gives us. He says Yeshaya saw all of those things also, but where are they in the prophecy? He says L'ma Yecheskel daima. What is Yecheskel similar to? L'ben kfar sharas hamelach, to a villager that sees the king. L'ma Yeshaya daima. What is Yeshaya similar to? Ben to a city person that sees the king. The city person doesn't get distracted from all of the exciting things and the angels and the marching bands and he's just waiting for the king. The villager gets excited from all of the fanfare, the trimmings. Okay. That's why in the prophecy of Cheskel we have more details about what he saw. Amari Shlakish. Shlakish says, "My diksiv. What's the meaning of the pasuk? Ashir LaHashem ki goiga. Sing to Hashem because He's great upon great. Shir lemisha miskal gayim. We sing to one that is exalted over the great ones. Damar Mar, Master taught Melech Shebechayis Ari. Who's the king of all the animals? The lion. Melech Shebehemes, who's the king of the domestic animals? Sharetz, the ox. Melech Shebaifus, who's the king of the birds? The nesher. What's that? The eagle. And a person is greater than all of them. Hashem is greater than everyone. And over the whole world. Okay. One pasuk says, the image on their face is the face of man. And it says, the face of the lion was to the right of the. No, this is on the chariot. It says that there's, I don't know the. It didn't come with pictures.
No, it's not the picture. Suddenly we were talking about.
What we're doing is we're continuing the verses of Yecheskel that I saw the storm and the chayas and the angels, and I see that there's one angel on the ground with its feet on the ground, and now he's continuing that. He's saying that he sees the chariot. He says on their faces there's the Pnei Adam, face of man. If you see one, yeah. I say, So, it says that each one of the faces of these angels had 4 faces. Yes, I mean each side, I don't know. So to the right of them was the lion, and the ox was to the left of the 4. But however, there's another verse that says, the 4 faces for one. One of them was the kruv, like the kruvim. One of them was the face of man. Then there was the lion. But it doesn't, and the 4th one was the eagle. You see, in the first verse in Yecheskel chapter 1, it says that there was the face of the ox. In chapter 10, it gives me the 4, and it doesn't say the face of the ox. What happened to the ox? Rish Lakish explains that Yecheskel bikesh lavrachim v'hapchol l'kruv. The face of the ox turned after Yecheskel prayed, and it turned into a kruv. Because, as it says, Amalafanav, he said to Hashem, Rabbeinu Shalom, Master of the world, Katega Yasa Sanega. What is the chariot? It's our the prayers are speaking good on our behalf. The ox reminds Hashem of our sin, of the egel. So that can't be something good for us. My kruv. What is the meaning of kruv? Amar Rabavo Karavya. Rabavo says it means Karavya. Shekem Bavavo currently Yanuka Ravya. It means a child, because in Babylonia they call a child Ravya. So kruv is actually a child. That's where we were told that on the face of the kruvim was actually children's faces. Okay. Amalei Rav Papa La Abaya. Rav Papa tells his teacher Abaya Lamiyata. That's the case. That's the case that you want to say that kruvim is a child's face, a human face. So then there's a little bit of a problem. It says the ksiv pnei echad pnei akruv, pnei hasheni pnei adam. One face was the face of a kruv, but the other face was the face of a man. Vashlishi pnei ayah, the 3rd was the face of a lion. Varvi pnei nesha, the 4th was the face of an eagle. The problem is hainu pnei kruv, hainu pnei adam. That if the kruv is a child, that means that that's a human face. The human is the human face also. So why are you giving me 2 names for the human face? There were 2 faces of this for human. So the Gemara says, Api Rabri Rapi Zuti. There's big faces and small faces. Okay. Yeah, in Chassidus there's Arich Anpin and Ze'er Anpin, right? It's big faces and small faces. Yeah, maybe actually in Chassidus may actually mean nostrils. And it has to do with breath. The midas are emotions, and it's like shortness of breath. And Arich Anpin, yes. But that's like long breaths, more like Erech Apayim is patience. Okay. Kosev Acharaima, I heard Rabbi Ginsburg talking about that. He's very creative, as you know. He's okay. Kosev Acharaima, one pasuk says, Sheish kenafayim lechad. Each angel has 6 wings. Kosev Acharaima, another verse says, Barba panim lachas, barba kenafayim lachas me'em. There's 4 faces and there's 4 wings. What happened to the other 2 wings? 6 wings, it says in one verse. In Yeshaya, it says there's 6 wings. In Yecheskel, it says there's 4 wings. It says like kasha. Kam bezman shebismig deshkayim, kam bezman shem bismig deshkayim. Kaviyachal shenesmatu kanfei achayis. It's as if the angels diminished their wings when the Beis Hamikdash was destroyed. They have the same amount of wings. Okay. Haiminayu emet. Yecheskel was in the beginning of the Babylonian exile. Yeshaya probably, but his prophecy, I forget if it says was 25 years into the exile or something. I forget what it says. And he was, we had a complicated calculation in one of the Gemaras. But it says that his prophecy is sitting at the river in Babylonia, Hey Tammuz or something, 50th year of something. Yeah, whatever. So, what happened to the wings? Okay, they went away. Which wings went away? Amarav Chananal Amarav Eisen Shem Shir Behem. You see, 2 of the wings were covering the feet. The pasuk says 2 of the wings were covering the face, and the other 2 wings were to fly. So the ones that were used to fly, those are the ones that went away when the Beis Hamikdash was destroyed. It says over here, 2 of them he flies. This one calls to that one, and they say, says you'll set your eyes on it and it disappears. So you see, you know which wings are the ones that went away? That's the B'shtayim Ya'ifif. The Hisif. Ya'ifif. Well, Ya'ifif is connected to the Hisif, the flying and the disappearing.
It's a shira.
Oh. So we're assuming that the ones to fly with are those shira ones. Yeah, that's the other ones are just covering. The flying ones are the shira ones. The singing is flight. That's the
interesting. Because you actually sing with your mouth.
They make noise with their wings.
It's called shira.
Yeah. Okay. Rabbanan Amri, the Rabbanan say no, not like Rav said. The Rabbanan say that you know which wings disappeared? The ones that covered the feet. Because Yecheskel says that their feet, both feet, were like one leg. Both legs were like one leg. We love the imut minahaviyada. If these didn't go away, if the wings didn't disappear, how was he able to see the legs? They were covering the legs. It must be that the wings disappeared. So Gemara says, well, look, their wings. Maybe they opened up and he was able to see the legs. If you're not going to say that the wings are opening up and closing, so it says, he says the face was the face of man. How you want to say that those also went off? How did he see the face of man? There were wings that were covering the face. Must be that the wings open up. So you can't bring me a proof from the fact that he was able to see the feet that the wings went away, because the wings open up just like the face opened up. The wings on the face. The Gemara says, well, 1 second. It is appropriate, it's acceptable for a person to uncover his face in front of the master. But kare lavar legloy kamirabe. But he's not going to uncover his feet in front of the master. The angels aren't going to uncover their feet. So it must be that those are the ones that went away after the Beis Hamikdash was destroyed. Okay. One verse says, 1,000 serve him. 10,000 kadmoy yakuman, in front of him arise. Another verse says, is there a number? You see 1,000, what's that, 1,000,000? And what's 10,000? 10,000? Is that how many numbers is that?
100,000 million.
100.
10,000 times. I know who my zeros. 1,000 is a million.
Four is
would be.
What's 8 zeros?
It should no. It should be 100 million.
It's 100 million. 100 million. Okay. So 100 million, and then other verse says that there's no limit. 100 million is still a limit. Yeah. Okay. Yitzis, yeah. Okay. So Gemara says like kasha. There's no contradiction. Kamas bunch Beis Hamikdash Kayim, Kamas bunch Beis Hamikdash Kayim. The Beis Hamikdash is around, then there's no limit. And if the Beis Hamikdash is destroyed, then there's only 100 million angels. It's as if Pamalia means is family. The family, the entourage. Yeah, but the word is the same letters, familia. Yeah. The entourage of above was diminished. Tanya, Rebbe Yom Misham Abba Yossi ben Desai. Rebbe says in the name of Abba Yossi ben Desai, Elaf Alaf Yisham Shuni Misper Gedadechad, Legdudavein Misper. That's another teretz. 1,000 are how many soldiers are in? How many angels are in each legion? But how many legions are there? Ein misper. That's infinite. So, okay. Rabbi Yirmiyah bar Abba says, that limit of 1,000, 10,000, 10,000, that are serving Nahar Dinar. I don't know exactly what they do, but that's not serving Hashem. That's just serving something else that's going on. Shenemar, Nahar Dinar, Nagid v'nafik mikanmai. This Nahar Dinar, the river Dinar, is going out from in front of him. Elaf alaf misham shunei, and 1,000 are serving him. So serving him means, yeah. River Ram kadmui yikuman, and 10,000 times 10,000 in front of him are getting up. That's all for that river. Mehecha nafik. Where does the river begin? It says Mehecha on the Bach switches to Mehecha. From where? Where does the river begin? Mizayasan Shalchayas comes from the sweat of the angels.
Wow. Yeah, angels sweat. Anxiety or from exertion?
There's no air conditioning. Where does it pour into? Amar Abzucha Bartuvia Marav Al Reish Rishon Gehenim. It flows down and it falls on the heads of the wicked in Gehenim. Now, it's not a river of water; it's a river of fire. So, yeah. Shnemar. So that's gonna hurt in the morning, right? Shnemar Hine Saras Hashem Chema Yatzav Asar Meschel Al Reish Rishon Yachal. The storm of Hashem is anger and goes out with the storm. It whirls around the heads of the wicked. Okay. Ravacha bar Yaakov Amar al asher kaimtei. It's going on those that were snatched away. That's the continuation of that. No, this is another pasuk. It says asher kaimtu v'loy eis, that were snatched away, not at the time. Nahar yitzek yisaydam. Their foundation, it pours like a stream. Nahar yitzek yisaydam. a pouring river is their foundation. Tanya was taught in a brayso from Reb Shimon HaChassid. Reb Shimon HaChassid says, who's Reb Shimon HaChassid? Do they have a comment there? In the articles? Says Elu Teisha Meyais V'Shivim V'Arba Dayer Shekamtu Li Baris Kedim Shenivra Elam V'Lei Nivra. So what happened was Hashem said David Tziv V'Lelaf Dar that in 1,000 generations Hashem was going to give the Torah, but it turned out that that was a little bit too long of a wait. He gave it after 26 generations, so there were 974 generations that just got skipped over. So they're called snatched away. So all of those generations, the river is flowing on them. However, Amad v'Shaslan Mechol Dar V'Dar, Hashem, Kaidim Shenivra what I say, should come to Libar's Kaidim Shenivra they were never created. Amad HaKadosh Baruch Hu v'Shaslan Mechol Dar V'Dar, Hashem planted them in every generation. V'Heinei Ma'azi Panim Shebedar, and these are the what's the word? The chutzpahdik people. So
that's why Hashem did not want to give it to their generation, because people.
Yeah, it seems like they weren't good people.
But they were skipped, so
what happened to those people? So he spread them out. Hashem gave the Torah early, and all those people were spread out. What does the Nahar and the Dinar do with that? It flows on them. Yeah. Okay. Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak Amar, Rav Nachman Yitzchak says, "Ashekaimtu lebrachahu." That pasuk is not talking about snatched away. It's not talking about these wicked people that get put into every generation. This is special people, something else. The Ksiv, as it's written, Elu Talmid Chachamim, these are the Torah sages, shemekamtin atzman al divrei Torah, that they shrivel themselves up for divrei Torah. I saw something over here. Shemekamtin atzman mishin al divrei Torah. That's what the Bach adds in. They shrivel themselves up from sleep. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like they keep themselves.
They woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it must mean they wake up early. Loads. Yeah, I've seen a lot of this in the Tzemach Tzedek's things, but I don't see Chaim on. Chaim is expert in the Tzemach Tzedek. I can only say that because he's not on. He wouldn't like it. Shouldn't sing his praises. So, but it's in the writings in the Maimarim. There's a lot of this quoted. So, I'll do return by in this world. And Hakadosh Baruch Hu megalem seidim leilam haba. Hashem reveals their secret in the world to come. Shenemar nar yotzek yisaidam, that the flowing river is their foundation. I guess that means that Hashem reveals it with this river. Hashem reveals what they do. They hide themselves. Hashem reveals it. Amalei Shmuel l'chia barav. Shmuel tells to Chia barav, Bar Orya, son of the great person. Come, I'll tell you something. It's one of the great things your father said. Every day, angels are created from Nahar Dinar, Ram Rishira, and they sing praises to Hashem Ubatli, and then they disappear. New ones for the morning. Rabba Monasecha, great is your trustworthiness. Upliga de Reb Shmuel Bar Nachmani, but this disagrees with what Reb Shmuel Bar Nachmani says. Am Reb Shmuel Bar Nachmani, Am Rabbi Yonasan, Kol Dibur Sheyatzim Pi HaKadosh Baruch Hu Nivru Mena Malach Echad. Shnemer B'Dvar Hashem Shemayim Nasa Baruch Piv Kol Tzvam. It's from the speech of Hashem that the heavens were made, and from the breath of his mouth, all the hosts. Angels are not created from Nahar Dinar. They're created directly from Hashem's speech, the breath of Hashem's mouth. One pasuk says, his clothing is snow white. Besar Resha Ka'amar Nakei. And the hair of his head is like pure wool. Ksiv, and it also says, Did I pronounce it right? Ketzaisav, Taltalim, Shecheres Kairev, the Taltalim, curly locks, black. Like, what is it? Is it with a vav?
Kivutz.
Yeah. Taltalim, Shecheres Kairev, the black like a raven. Shecheres Kairev, yeah. You say it every Friday. So. We say it once a year if we're lucky. And even then, when is Shir Shirim is Pesach, right? Yeah. Okay. No, Shavuos is Rus.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. So you have to go daven in like Young Israel or something. Yeah. So like Kasha. So what's the problem? We have one place where it says that his hair is black, another place says his hair is white. So kan be yeshiva, kan be Muhammad, depends. Is he sitting down and learning, or is he talking about Hashem, or is he waging war? Who should be sitting and studying? An older person. Who should be out at war? Is a young person. One verse says, "Krese shavivin dinar." His throne is like fiery flames. But another verse says, Adi Karsavan Ramav Batik Yemin Yasser. Until the thrones are placed and the Ancient of Days, Atik Yemin, Yasser sits down. The old one sits down. So it sounds like there's more than one throne. It says, David. There's another throne for David. Kedetanya is taught in the Bryce, David, to Rabbi Akiva. Akiva says that there's two thrones. Amalei Rabbi Yossi Aglili. Rabbi Yossi Aglili says, Akiva, how long are you going to make the Shechina mundane? You're going to put a human being next to the Shechina. Hashem has two thrones. One is for judgment and one is for kindness, for tzedakah. Kibla Minei, I like Kibla Minei. Did Rabbi Akiva accept Rabbi Yossi Aglili's claim?
Still a mundane description.
Yeah. Nevertheless, that was the claim on the Unkelus when it says the face of Hashem and the hand of Hashem, Yadi Natuya, all those things. Unkelus adjusted. It shouldn't be because the people were understood Aramaic. It shouldn't be that they would be saying that Hashem's actual hand. We turn it into Hashem's strength. Or face of Hashem is Hashem's kindness or something. But then when it comes to Hashem spoke, he doesn't adjust it. Hashem spoke. That there's no problem with. Yeah, he says his strength. He adjusts all of those. That's yeah. He didn't want people to think that we're attributing bodies, physical. Okay. Tashma, come in here. Rabbi Akiva. See, Rabbi Akiva himself says exactly what Rabbi Yossi really told him. It means he accepted it. Amar Loi, Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah. Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah tells to Rabbi Akiva, Malach Eitzel Agada. What are you doing with Agada? Kalcham midvarisecha Eitzel Nagaim Violas. Yeah, you should. Your words should. Yeah, stay away from these other things. You should stick to Nagaim and all this. Stick to halacha. Elazar ben Azariah says, you know what it says? There's two thrones. One is for the chair and one is the footstool. Kisi leishavalav sarafraf ladaim raglav. The sarafraf is for his feet. Shnema shemaim kisi v'artzadaim ragli. The heavens is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. Yeah. Kyosar Rabdimi Amar, when Rabdimi came, okay, so from here, till close to the end of the page, there's at the end of this column, is this discussion that Rabdimi says that in Yeshaya, Shmei Esrei Klalis killed Yeshaya's Yisrael, that Yeshaya gave 18 curses to the Jewish people. That means prophecies of destruction. Wasn't satisfied until he said this pasuk of Yiravu Anar Bezakin Vanikla Benichbad, that the child will be arrogant against the elder, and the Nikla, the base person, will be arrogant against the respected person. He said that was like, okay, he gave the full yeah. What are the 18? It says the ksiv. The verse says, Kinei ha'adain Hashem tzavakis mesim Yerushalayim Yehuda, because Master Hashem tzavakis will remove from Yerushalayim, from Yehuda, Mishan. Okay, that's number one. Remove support. Umashena, and a staff. Kol Mishan lechem, all the support of bread. Kol Mishan mayim, all the support of water. Gibar, a strong person. Vishmulchama, man of war. Shafet, the judge. Navi, and the prophet. V'kaisim is a diviner. And the Zakein is a sage. Sar Chamishim, a officer of 50. We'll see what that means. Panim is someone with favor, grace. The Yoyetz, and the counselor. The Chacham, the wise man. Chacham Charashim, wise man of Charashim. We'll see. The Navain Lachash, and someone that understands whisperings. V'nasati Narim Sareim, I'll put children as the princes. V'taleim Yimshalabam, V'talulim Yimshalabam, and the babies will rule over them. So it turns out it's only 17, and there's a discussion here what the 18th was, if it's a continuation of the pasuk or not. That's what that Haggai grows. Okay, so now we go through what it is. Mission. We said the first one was the support. So Hashem is going to remove them from Yerushalayim and from Yehuda. Elu Bali Mikra. These are the people that know Chumash. Mishena, the staff. Elu Bali Mishnah. In Rabbi Yehuda ben Tema v'Chaveirav. Isn't that interesting? They'll be removed from Yerushalayim. The people that know Mishnayos. Pligi bar Rabbanan, bar Papa bar Rabbanan, there's a machlekes Papa and Rabbanan. Chadam sheish me'esidrei Mishnah v'chadam sheva me'esidrei Mishnah. How many orders of Mishnayos, how many volumes of Mishnayos did they have in those days? Was it 600 or 700? Okay, yeah, we have it condensed to 6. Yeah, although the Art Scroll says, worked on getting it back to the, Kol Mishan Lechem, all support of bread. Elu Bali Talmud. This is the masters of Talmud. Come and eat my bread, your bread with my bread, and drink wine, mixed wine. Okay. That's Bali Talmud, because you can rely on them, like you can rely on bread. Chol Mishan Mayim, all support of water. Elu Bali Agada. These are the people that are masters of Agada. What does that have to do with water? It draws a person's heart like water to Agada. People like the fun classes. Yeah. Gibar, the strong person, these are the things that are being removed. Zeb Bal Shmus is someone that knows halachas. Someone that knows how to wage battle in the war of Torah. Means he knows how to debate and clarify. Shafet, what is the judge? It's the judge that judges true judgment. Yeah, that's the Gemara in Bava Basra. Remember that? Dun din emes. What is din? Emes lamite. What is it? Navi. Yeah. So Rashi just says that he has clear halachas and he has them fluent in his mouth. Yeah, let's see what the Bach says there. There's another version. Zemeskaber beyitzrei. What is that? Oh, that could be. That could be. Navi, prophet. Kamashmai. Oh, we know what a prophet is. Okay, Kaisim, a diviner, Zemelech. Shnemer Kesem al Sifsim Melech. There's a. This is more like a divine sentence on the lips of the king. Zakin, who's the elder. Zeshareli Yeshiva is someone that's worthy of giving giving counsel, it says, and wisdom. Sar Chamishim, it says officer of 50. I'll take Sar Chamishim al Sar Chamashim. He's an officer. He's a prince of the Chamashim. He knows the 5 books. Well, this also was taken away. Davar Acher, another pshat, Sar Chamishim, Kid Rabavo. Amar Rabavo, it's similar to what Rabavo says. Rabavo says, someone's going to be a translator, he has to be 50 years old. Sar Chamishim means that he's 50. At least 50. Mesub Panim, someone that has favors. This is someone that protects the people because of him, because he exists in that generation. So people are protected. Like Rabbi Chanina ben Daisa, that the Gemara says that the whole world is supported just because of Chanina ben Daisa. Rabbi Chanina ben Daisa. Lamaila, who would we wouldn't have. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it means at the time of the destruction. And Rabbi Chanina ben Daisa is Lamaila, that's grace from above. And Lamata, who is it? Grace from a favor below in the courts, Kagain in the government, Rabavo be Caesar, Rabavo in the house of the Caesar. It was important. Yeah. Yoyetz, a counselor, he knows how to arrange the calendar. Chacham, a wise person, this is a student that makes the teacher wise. Charashim, someone that's Charashim is usually like a carpenter or something, right? It's referring to here is that as soon as he opens his mouth, everyone becomes Charashim, deaf. It wants to say mute. That would be how do they translate it? What is it?
The financial advisor. He speaks, everyone's quiet.
So, what's the word? What is the Yafatin?
He's a man.
It's a guy's name?
How
long ago was that?
In the late 70s, the early 80s.
Of course he was. Of course he was.
So what does it say? Is mute? Is that what it says? Everyone becomes mute?
As though deaf.
As though deaf. Yeah, but how does that work? Huh? Yeah. Cherish is deaf, but it doesn't sound like something good. Everyone becomes deaf when he speaks.
They're unable to comprehend the
profundity of his comments. They can't comprehend. That's what it means. They become like they're deaf. They don't understand. Too profound. Okay, v'navain, understanding zamevin davar mitech davar. This is someone that can understand from something else. Lachash, that's the whispering. Zeshrei limsalei divrei Torah b'lachash. Someone that's worthy of receiving the words of Torah that were given in secret. This means secrets of the Torah. V'nasati narim sareim, I'll place the children as their princes. V'nasati narim sareim. What does that mean? Amar Abelazar, elu b'nei adam shemnoarim and mitzvahs. These are not children. These are people that have cast away. They've been they're devoid of mitzvahs. V'talulam yimshalubam, and the babies will rule them. Amar of Papa bar Yaakov, Tali bar Tali. It's a fox, the son of a fox. Talulim could mean babies. It could also mean a talas, and at least in Aramaic, I think it's a fox. Yeshaya wasn't satisfied. That the lad will be disrespectful, arrogant in front of the elder. These are the people that are devoid of mitzvahs. They'll be arrogant in front of the person that's full of mitzvahs like a pomegranate. The one that's base will be he'll be disrespectful to the one that's respectable. A person that very serious sins will be to him like as if they're nothing, as if they're light sins, will be disrespectful to the person that light sins he takes them as serious serious sins. Amar of Katina. Katina says, even at the time of the downfall of Yerushalayim, you want me to turn off the sound? It's still here. I can turn it off here, but it's gonna. Shnemar, as it says, Git beis ish b'achiv beis aviv. I'm sorry, I didn't translate something. Even at the time of the downfall of Yerushalayim, like Paskim Bali Amana, trustworthy people are still there. As it says, a man will grab his brother from his father's house, Lamar, saying, Simlalach, you have a cloak, I guess it means you have a kapata. Cuts into Yalana, you could become our leader. You have things that usually people hide, which is Divrei Torah. You have it under your hand, you're an expert. And I think what the pasuk said was that he's going to say, I don't have it. So 1 second. And this stumbling, what does mean this stumbling? Things that people don't know until they stumble, until they make mistakes. You have it. You have the words of Torah. At that time, I'll say, I can't be your chayvish. How does it translate that? Your leader. In my house, I don't have bread, vein simla, and I don't have a garment. Like to see mukatzin.
Healer, he says, it might be a healer.
I can't be a healer. I can't be your leader.
Yeah. It's
like to see mukatzin. I'm Yisa. Ein Yisa lashon shvua. Yisa means a swear. But as it says, don't take Hashem's name in vain. I can't be your healer. I can't be from those that hide in the base medrash. And the base ein lechem, I don't have bread in my house. Vein simla, I don't have the cloak. I don't have any of that information. Which means that even at the time of the destruction of the Beis Hamikdash, the people were still trustworthy. If you would ask them if they're knowledgeable, they would still say that, no, I'm sorry, I don't know. So that much they had. The Gemara says, V'dumashani hasam, maybe they're not really trustworthy, but over there it's different. Yamalu gamirna, if he would say, yeah, I do know, Amrile Emalan, they'd say, okay, give a drasha. And then he might have what to say. So doesn't mean he's trustworthy, he's just prudent. Havalei Meimar. Gamar b'shachach, that's not true. He's still trustworthy because he could have said, "Oh yeah, I knew. I just forgot." My leya chayvesh. What does it mean? I won't be a healer. Leya chayvesh klal. Won't heal at all. Aini, is that so? Yerushalayim was only destroyed when the trustworthy people disappeared. And Rav Katina said that even at that time, the trustworthy people are still there. Shenemar, float around in the streets of Yerushalayim. If you can find a man, anyone that's trustworthy and seeks honesty, I will forgive the Yerushalayim. It means that Yerushalayim was only destroyed because there was no one left. Like Kasha, but the They were still trustworthy in Divrei Torah, but in business they weren't. But they weren't trustworthy in business. Tan Rabbanan. Ma'aseh Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. The story with Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. She'erechav ala chamar. He was riding on a donkey. Vayamalach baderech. He's going on the road. Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, he was going from Yerushalayim. And Rabbi Elazar ben Arach, mechamer acharav. He was mechamer, is like leading a donkey after him. Amalei Rebbe Shanali Perek Echad b'Maiser Merkava. Rabbi Elazar ben Arach is one of the students of Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. He says, teacher, my master, teach me a chapter in Maiser Merkava, the secrets of the chariot. Amalei lekach shnisi lechem. Didn't I teach you already? Lei Merkava biyachid. You're not allowed to teach the Maiser Merkava even to one person. Elam kena yechachem mev midaitai. Unless the person can understand it on his own. Amalei Rebbe tarsheni lem lefnecha davar echad. He said, well, I can tell you something. Maybe that will be. Maybe that'll be. I guess that now you'll be able to teach me, because if I can say something, you'll see that I'm mevin midaitai. Maybe that's what he wants to do. Shalim Madatani, that you taught me. Amalai, so he says, Emar, speak. Miad yard Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai me'alachamar v'nesat v'yeshav aleven tachas azayas. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai gets off the donkey, wraps himself, and he sits on a stone under the olive. Amalei Rebbe, pnei ma yorad to me'alachamar. Rabbi Elazar ben Arach says, Master, why did you get off the donkey? Amar, he says, Efshat to Deutsch Meister Merkava Shchina Imanu Malachia Sharis Malavan Isano B'niyarkav Alachamar. It's possible you're going to teach Meister Merkava. The Shchina is going to be with us. The angels are going to be accompanying us, and I'm going to be riding on a donkey. Miad Pasach, Rabbi Elazar ben Arach Meister Merkava V'darash. Rabbi Elazar ben Arach began to teach. V'yardeish min hashamayim. The fire comes down from heaven. V'sivakolin lanish shebesada. And it surrounded all the trees. V'sichsacha is another version. It like scorched all the trees of the field. Paschal kulam v'amrashi. Everyone opened and started to say, I don't know what the kulan is. Kolilanis. All the trees started to say song.
They were burned though. The tree a little bit burned.
Yeah, I mean this must be a different version. These over here it says it just surrounded the trees. They all started to sing. Mashir Amra. What song did they sing? Halos Hashem and Aretz. Praise Hashem from the earth. Taninim. The sea monsters, B'chol Ta'imus in all the depths, Eitz Pri V'chol Arazim, the fruit trees and all the cedar trees, Haluka. Nana Malach min Hashamayim V'amar Heinin Meiser Merkava. An angel responds from heaven, says, this is the Meiser Merkava. Amar Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai v'nashkal Rosh. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai kisses him on his head. Baruch Hashem Elokei Yisrael shenosan ben l'Avram Avinu. Blessed is Hashem, God of Israel, that He gave a son. Avram Avinu she'idei lahavin lachilidish Meiser Merkava, that he knows how to teach and yeah, to teach the Meiser Merkava.
Eagerly waiting to hear some words.
Yeah. Yeshna dairish ve'na mekayim. There is such a thing that there's people that speak well but they don't fulfill. No mekayim ve'na dairish, they fulfill but they don't teach. They don't. Ata no dairish ve'na mekayim. You have both. Ashrecha Avram Avinu Elazar ben Arach Yitz Michalatzecha. Praiseworthy is Avram Avinu that Elazar ben Arach comes from his descendant. Shnemar Advarim Ufnei Rabbi Yeshua. When this was said in front of Rabbi Yeshua, Hayahuv Rabbi Yossi HaKohen Mahalchem Aderech. So Rabbi Yossi HaKohen was on the road. See, we don't have a lot of from Rabbi Yossi HaKohen and the 5 students in Pirkei Avos. So we have Rabbi Elazar ben Arach and Rabbi Yeshua and Rabbi Eliezer ben Horkenes. Rabbi Yossi HaKohen, Rabbi Shimon ben Nesana. But who was Rabbi Yossi HaKohen? Anyway, he shows up right here. Rabbi Yossi HaKohen, he was together with Rabbi Yeshua. Mahalchem Aderech Amro. Afanu nidrish Meiser Merkava. Let's do the same thing. Pasach Rabbi Yeshua v'darash. Rabbi Yeshua began to speak. Vaisiyem t'kufas tamasaya. That was in the summer. It was in July. Niskashu shemayim ba'avim. The clouds came around the heavens. V'nira came in keshes banan, and they saw a rainbow in the clouds. And the angels were coming to hear, like people that would come to see the entertainment that was done in front of a chasam kala. Halach Rabbi Yossi HaKohen, V'siper dvarim l'fnei Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Rabbi Yossi HaKohen goes and tells Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai what happened. V'amar, he said, Ashreichem, you're lucky. Ashrei, you're allowed to, hey, you're happy. Praise are those that gave birth to you. You're worthy. Ashrei einai sekachro. Happy are my eyes that I've seen. Va'afani va'atem b'chalaimi. And you, I and you were in a dream. Mesubana al Har Sinai. We were like reclining at Har Sinai. V'nasna leino baskal. A heavenly voice came out. Min hashamayim. Alulakan. Traklan gedolim. There's great halls, matzayis nayis that are decorated. Matzayis lachem are spread for you. Atim talmidechem, you and your students. Talmidi talmidechem, your students. Mezamanim lekat shlishis are invited to the third group. Eini, is that so? Vatanya doesn't tell us exactly what the third group is, but Vatanya was taught in a brayser. Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Yehuda Aimer Shalish Artzayisin. How do they translate Artzayis? There's three lectures. Rabbi Yeshua here to develop Lefnei Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Rabbi Yeshua taught in front of Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Rabbi Kiva here to Lefnei Rabbi Yeshua. Rabbi Kiva taught in front of Rabbi Yeshua. Hanani ben Chachinai here to Lefnei Rabbi Kiva. Hanani ben Chachinai taught in front of Rabbi Kiva. Rabbi Elazar ben Arach like a chashiv. It doesn't mention Rabbi Elazar ben Arach, and turns out Rabbi Elazar ben Arach was very important here. He also was gave a big lecture in this. It says the artzi va'artzu kamei kachashiv. It's only mentioning those people that there were others that taught in front of him. The artzi v'layartzu kamei, someone that taught but others didn't teach in front of him, like a chashiv. That it doesn't count. V'chanina ben chachinai v'layartzu kamei v'kachashiv. It doesn't say that they taught in front of him, but nevertheless it's counting him. The artzi miya kamei man the artzi. How do they translate that? If others didn't teach in front of him, what's the bottom line over there? Oh, at least he did it in front of someone he gave a discourse in front of someone else that gave a discourse in front of someone that had given a discourse in front of him. Okay, let's leave that over here.
Naftali.
Bringing your